I wonder if 5 different people saw this and based on their algorithm, we create our own algorithm. The algorithm just is trying to give us more of what it thinks we want to see. So if 5 different people were to look up what this means, what this represents, if they would get 5 different versions, slight variances. I'm curious. Social experiment. World's a trip. We receive data by frequency, our frequency, whatever our frequency is, and whatever our frequency is, we feed our frequency by the frequency in which we receive. Intentionally. People, ever since I was a little girl, people talked about subconscious and conscious. I couldn't differentiate the two. What do I know? Things are getting spicy out there. So if different people could look up and where you are in your part of the world, what this represents, because I know what it represents to me. Oh, good catch, Marjo. So it's overcast in northern New Mexico. I painted that, by the way. Ooh, it's all metallic paint, so it shimmies in the light. I painted that one too. I did this one too. You know how people are all talking about demons and saints, evil and good, all this stuff? And they're like the 666 with the hand gesture. I think that's funny because I've known people when I was growing up that they would make that hand gesture and you don't look at it. Because if you look at it, that's one for looking. You get socked. I never thought games that caused harm were very fun. I never liked playing with those groups of kids that, caused harm. I stayed clear of them. And then I think back about where some of these people are. You know? Like you could kind of figure out what a person's going to be when they grow up by how they act when they're younger. And if the way they act is encouraged or discouraged at the most appropriate or inappropriate times. There is a difference between discipline and guidance and control. I think a lot of people have been controlled for so long, and then they're realizing, you know what? I got more freedom than other people are willing to recognize I got. You know, it's welcome to the human experience of being a spiritual being. Once you realize you got a spirit, man, it changes things, and that that you come to the realization that energy never dies, and you take your last breath, and that's you going someplace. And we're always going to have to reconcile for things that are things that we've done, good, bad, or indifferent. Why I see the world reconciling right now is a great deal of indifference. See, a lot of people are hurt, and hurt people, and it's just nicer. It's just easier to be indifferent. And indifferent, it causes more harm than if you hate somebody. Because if you hate somebody, you acknowledge that thing. That you're willing to put your life force energy and your thought process in and focusing on that thing that you dislike so much. Now, indifference is so much more neglectful because it is just, they are ignored. The indifferent are ignored altogether. You know? And the cracks of society are getting wider, and There's more people out there that just like, find themselves every day like, dude, I was just born. I was just born. How did I end up having to give other people, working so hard to give other people so much money to just exist? And I don't get to have much fun. I mean, I make fun out of the things that I do, but the things that I do are not much fun. I've been the responsible one my whole life, minus 13 years. When I left the demons, I invited the demons in. Come in, demons. I'll let you run the show. I will ease God out and allow the demons come in through the way of the spirits, through the alcohol, the booze, the I don't give a fuck, the indifference. Everybody's all, ooh, Toby Keith, ooh, so sad. Dude died of freaking... He drank too much. He sang about drinking too much. It's the devil's way. He lived in the devil's way. And he got a lot of rewards because he served his God, which is not good orderly direction. It's do whatever you want. Free will. No discipline. All those false prophets will encourage people to use your freaking inner life force energy on them instead of doing anything decent in your local community. It's how the wicked win, man. Just by you having a good time. It's how the wicked win. It's how it's how Satan wins. It's how people go out every day and they're like, I'm gonna go live my best life. What can I do for me today? I don't ever wake up like that. I wake up, what can I do for thee today? Good orderly direction. How can I go out and make somebody's life a little bit better than it was yesterday? How can I show up in the world and make it a better version than it was yesterday? There's all kinds of ways. You pick up trash. Pick up trash wherever I go, I pick up trash. I need to keep freaking bags of dog food around and cat food little bags so when there's these packs of dogs out there, I could just throw them on the side of the road and they can get a good meal. Hopefully they don't hurt each other by fighting over it. The world is, we're there, folks. We are emerged in the choice every day. If I'm going to show up today, am I going to help or am I going to hinder? And everybody's getting to choose that. And everybody's going to get... Because look at... California is getting saturated, man. I lived there a long time. And I've always paid attention to weather. As long as weather has been on, like, in my face. And I was a weird kid and I get stomach aches because I get stressed about everything. I process my it's amazing I don't have ulcers because I learned how to breathe through stuff when I was a little girl. But I used to watch the Weather Channel like in the 80s. We lived on Manzanita and I just like watched the weather patterns across the United States, and they played it on a loop, and I did that for a number of years. Things are different because people are different. The earth is changing because it's ascending and we're ascending with it. And whatever people weird fleece on a dog, man. It's so funny to me how human beings, the people with thumbs, keep making their oceanfront property, and the ocean keeps scoffing. The ocean will scoff at you and all your luxuries and your creature comforts, and it will scoff at you the more you have in communities where people have nothing. The more I get, I see it. I'm going to read the Bible one day. It's coming up here pretty quick. Maybe I'll listen to it on tape, but which version is true? The one or the 24,000 or 22, what, 24, how many, there's 2,500 versions. So which one's real? But what I come to my own conclusion, I just take the good and I leave the rest of what, of that stuff. And it's like, I've come to find out that the more that I live in service, that when I come up to a situation in life, and oftentimes I've lived through very dangerous situations in my life, so many to count, too many to count. And, but you keep doing the good deed, it's like the parting of the Red Sea when you need it. It's like the light and the darkness. And more and more people are figuring out that the darkness within them is congruent with the darkness in which you meet outside yourself. So all these people are meeting all these shadow beings in the woods and stuff like that. And it's just like, dude, that's your frequency. Draw on your match. Might as well say, hey, you drew that. I pray that I never live in a way that I draw that sort of darkness and that sort of despair to me. I was taught, I've had service drilled into me. I'm that little weird autistic kid, the one that everybody, if they would have had reels when I was 5, I would have been a great case study. Like mom walking out, going, shit, what's Marge doing again, with their cell phone, and then there I am up freaking, 20 feet in a tree with my little bloomers blowing in the wind. Lots of people would have thought that was cute. Anyway, today's talk, I called today's talk, kindness and a splash of manipulation, because that's when people are so nice, I just look at them as being manipulative. I don't think really, really overkind, really nice people, I don't think they're authentic and they're genuine. I think they're controllers and they're trying to set me up to control my behavior. In any environment and situation where people do that, I have no need for it, and I'll just make fun of it and be on my way. And I see it a lot. Oh, be nice. I've heard it my whole life. Okay, here's an example. I've been made the butt of the joke my whole life. And what I did was, I turned it around. Instead of, and what really cinched it for me was that movie Roxanne. That really gave me permission, and whoo, really, now I'm real good at it. I out-ass the asses is what I do. Is instead of being sad about how people made fun of me, I would take that and then I would turn it around and end up making fun of them for not making fun of me in a funny enough way. Stuff like that, And so, and people always say, be nice, Marge, be nice. Go on, boy, Benny. Come on, Benny, get her, boy, Benny, good boy. Be nice. After, and be nice, and the thing that they're telling me to be nice to is me sticking up for myself. So what people are saying is, don't stick up for yourself, Marge. Take whatever abuse anybody gives you. Be a good sport. And now look at all these people in society that have done hard work, backbreaking labor, while they see people that don't work very hard, and people that play a lot, make so much money, and it's just don't seem fair. Regular people we're just trying to take care of our families. We don't care about all that fucking glitz and glamour and fucking traveling here and traveling there and freaking and look at all the people that are living in their best life. You're getting the consequences. All those freaking bro trucks with their freaking fifth wheel trailers that are get swept away in the ocean because you just get to do whatever you want, and there's consequences to that. Yeah, sure, do whatever you want, but then help these people. Use some of your time. My brother he's like, if you want to be the kind of person I want to know, do these things. And I did, and so I wanted to be, and then I stopped doing the shit that he wanted to do. Because it's stupid. I mean, on 9/11, he was at a Tim Robbins freaking conference on Hawaii. I mean, there's people that are immersed in the fake life, the fake world, and I think it's really funny that it's all collapsing right now. I find it amusing. I don't feel bad at all. But there's these people that they're narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths. There's people that don't have souls, man, or they have one and they choose to freaking ignore it and not do the right thing ever, and to just live for freaking themselves, and that's freaking evil. Living for yourself is evil. It's selfish. So selfish, man. I live in New Mexico, dude. Kids can't read at 14, 15, dude. It's sad state. If people freed up some of their time and sat and freaking, like, hey, anybody want. But you know what it is that they create a system that is so be nice, and it's just like, dude, we don't live in a nice environment. We don't live in a nice place. We live in a place where people that act like they care get paid for saying we care while not doing anything for the fucking people that need help. I've seen it. I've been on their side. I've been immersed in that world. And then when I was in AA, I was in AA in Omaha. I started seeing how I'm like, dude, I don't want to be a part of these cliques. I don't want to be a part. Like, that's when I really started seeing the disadvantage, like how everything is a club. And like, clubs, you got to answer to something, and usually it's gonna go against something that I believe in. I had the cushiest job. I could still be, if I wanted to learn to play the game. I learned to play the game. I was very successful at playing the game. If I wanted to continue to play the game, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it because I'm too ambitious to work around lazy people. I worked at Creighton University. I mean, people that's like a big, in some circles that's like a big deal. And then I just saw how they would have people that they would have it's just another network, which you get to choose these people to go to this place and do this thing if they do these things. And I mean, read the Jesuit Oath. Read it yourself. Read the Jesuit Oath. I'm not going to read it here. I'm not going to tell anybody. Just read the Jesuit Oath and come up and determine yourself. I mean, that's what the Jesuits, Catholics, that's what their oath is. Read it. You think that because it was written so long ago that these people don't, people die by oaths and stuff like that. It's weird. Look at what it says. I mean, it's not even me, man. They just tell us before or after facts, not while. Just don't admit while it's happening. There's floods all over the place, man. I haven't looked at my alert since yesterday, because I'll go to like 24 hours and see how many that are going on. 118 since yesterday, since I last opened it up. Flood. Volcano floods. Where's that? Indonesia. Argentina extreme heat. Argentina wildfire. Volcano, Guatemala. Extreme heat, Uruguay. There's such temperature. There's so many different. There's a big spectrum going on right now, and people get to choose where they want to fit. I keep seeing all this stuff. Heck, I remember even going to Oscar parties. Right? I mean, I got invited by people that claim to be very important. I mean, I went on a retreat outside of Omaha, and one of the ladies, it was revealed, because I don't go around asking for this stuff, man. People just tell me shit. And they don't go, it's a secret, don't tell nobody, and, whatever. So, They're like, you know that lady over there? Did you see that lady over there? Yeah, I said, yeah, like the lady, she's just like she's like a little girl in an old woman's body, right? And it's not like inner child stuff, like she never evolved past that. That's what happened when people that never get told no and like never like the privilege, like they don't have to think about much. So their thought processes don't expand much past their like chronological age of where they, you know, got the freedoms in which they still maintain. And they're like, she's the heiress of so she's the heiress of, they said the name, and I've talked about this in other videos, I just can't remember the names right now, but the dude that started Walgreens. I was like, oh, okay. You know, I'm like, so she Omaha, there's a lot of really connected people there. When I worked at Creighton, J.D. Rummel would talk about, oh, College World Series is here. Better lock down the wireless so the human traffickers don't use our network to do their dirty deeds. Why don't you just cooperate with the police and help them catch the human traffickers? Why couldn't that be a thing? Because they don't want to, because it makes more money to traffic humans. I mean, Omaha has had freaking been shrouded in dark history for years and years and years, but it's just so ignored, like all other places, but people ignore it because I guess if you spend your money, it don't matter. Like, you know, keep going to those stupid football games, go big, suck big red. I mean, I never seen such a time suck in my whole entire life. Like, the whole state, that's all they care about is their culture. It's like, dude, there's, you know, not until, I think, okay, that, but first, can everybody get their needs met? Can everybody have a roof over their head? Can everybody have a place to go? Is that okay? First? And then everybody celebrate by wasting your time? But no, they all waste their time in their false for profits, in their false idols. I'm gonna praise this stupid thing instead of helping my neighbor. There's this one person I started tracking on social media, and once a week, I'm gonna start doing this in my own community. I'm gonna go find the little old ladies and help clean up their yard. It'd be cool if I could start getting donations for my channel so I could start buying these equipment so I could clean up their yard, invite them out, show them how to maintain it themselves. That would be really cool. I was telling my buddy yesterday, I said, people don't like paying me, man. It is a weird, maybe it's Chiron in my, you know, I could rise above the Chiron in my Aries if people paid me what I was worth. But see, that's the funny thing about my existence, is I mirror how people see themselves. And so when they don't see the value in me, evidently they see themselves as worthless. And I don't really want to deal with worthless people. So thank you for showing me who you are. Good day. I mean, the shit that I can do, it's crazy. How I help, and I, you know, and just try to show people and teach people. I say, you know why I do stuff for free? So that all these a-holes out here that are charging like 3, 4, 5 times what they should be charging because they can, because of demand and lack of supply. Because they're just being, you know, greedy. Because greed is taking over the planet. As you'll see this next week. As you've seen during, oh, isn't that, I mean, I liked that song too in high school. I didn't realize that she hadn't put out, I was 14, 15. That was like the last year before, God, no, that's just, yeah, I remember where I was. I mean, it was a good song, but I mean, they overplayed it then. And it was cool to see him, you know, and I listened to his, I don't know when he came out with that song, but I've been listening to it for a while, several months, maybe a year. And I don't know. I guess I don't have heroes. See, I used to have heroes. Music is been my best friend since I was a little girl because I could escape. And it could help me escape. It was my ticket to ride in my third eye when I was a little girl. I could imagine living in a world that was nothing like the one I was living in. Definite escape, escape, escape. And then what happened is I got older, and all these people that made this music, because I just whatever, like, you know, when I die, just put my playlist on shuffle, because it's a history of my life. Right now, I'm listening to Concrete Blonde, Darkening of the Light. I've listened to this since I was a come here, Benny. Come on, boy. Since I was in high school, you know, I get ready to school dance listening to that, you know. So or drinking too much, you know, whatever. And what happens is these people sold their souls. They really did. They sold their souls for fame and fortune, and all I look at that is like, I'm gonna do more for me and less for others. That's selling your soul. You got all that, you know, and you can't do nothing to divvy that. You know what I mean? Once more people start recognizing me for who I am and start buying me coffees and start sending me money just because of my fucking existence and what I have to offer the world. Once that happens more, then I'll have more stories about how I can use that to help other people. Because people don't know how to fucking help other people, so some of us have to be the example. And I think I do a pretty good job with only the support of two. I do good divvying out as much as I can. I could do better. And it's not because I don't try, you know? It's not because I don't try. Every day I go out there, you know, I offer people, hey, you need help with your IT, you know, setting up your network, let me know. You know? Maybe we could work out some bartering services. You know? Like, I was thinking about doing that to a new spay and neuter clinic that's coming in here in Taos. Like, I'll help you do that. You know, I can come in, work a couple hours every morning, get it set up, and then, you know, if I go trap cats in the community and bring them in, then you can, well, it's a free clinic anyway. Good girl, Luna, you missed out, though. Benny got a chair, you missed it. But, I don't know, there's always ways. There's always, see, because that's the environment I grew up in. We didn't have a lot of money. You know, and I saw mom suffer a lot because there's a thing, and you know, that they make women do. I don't know if they did it back then, you know, when I was younger. You know, it's called taking it out in trade, because women didn't have money, and a lot of mechanics would like make your mom do things they didn't want to do just to get the freaking brakes changed, and it's such an easy job. I mean, people have been gross for a long time. It's just coming out, you know, that, and people don't like it because it's like, oh my God, that's my dad. Oh my God, that's my uncle. Oh my God, that's my brother. You know, and it's like, yeah, they're scumbags. You know, people have been saying it like my whole life, but you know, everybody freaking glorifies the scumbag. And sometimes I go through bouts of getting mad at the artist because they turned in to somebody that I can't respect and don't have much value in, you know. That doesn't mean that I can't appreciate the music that they made, because that's what music is to me. It reminds me, they're time placards. They're like time capsules, like. When I hear a song and then I remember where I was and not only what I was going through, but other people in my life were going through at these times. You know, I have songs on my playlist I don't like, but they remind me of people that I do, and they like them. I remember, like, back when people liked me, when I played their stupid reindeer games, I had asked people what their favorite song was so I could add them to my playlist. So every time I listen to it, I could think about them. Hi, Beba girl. You need the fan on? All the dogs are all cuddled in. Am I talking to myself? Hi, Tanya. Hi, Busted. So, anyway, I'm just kind of over the kindness, because that's the thing. When people are like, because a lot of times I will not be served in life because of the expression on my face. Like, and oftentimes I mean, every day I suffer from freaking a great deal of physical pain. And so I'll be like, I don't even know how people receive me. People just love turning me away. I tell you what, it's weird. It's bizarre. But I live in a weird place. Taos is in a weird place. Taos is a weird place. There used to be a show called Erie, Indiana in the early 80s. Mid 80s. And Taos is a weird place. Got the Suburban back. I'm so excited. Now it needs axles. They gave me, I like this place because metric motors, I mean, either you're going to have a good or bad experience. And honestly, I don't have much options. That's why, but because of my experience like this, it's going to help me with what I want to do and with my purpose in life. And that's have a place where people can come and maintain their own vehicles, you know. And it wouldn't even alleviate the business of the people. It would just bring down the price. See, the thing that people do, I think it's so funny. People can set prices to services and goods to whatever they want. Ever since I had a teacher named Mr. Dunlap in high school, he was my economics teacher. He would just stand up there and just regurgitate words, and I'm like, economics is it's like that Rudolph song. It's another reindeer game. And whenever there's rules and regulations and policies and procedures in any group, there's always the group within that group that designates them not part of the group, and then life is different for them. There's always people that make rules and regulations and policies that don't follow rules themselves. And they're out of control. Because they can't even freaking be in the control of the confines in which they give the others and give them. They should be accountable to themselves, and they are not. The people at top are the ones that cannot be self-governed. And it is evident to me. And it's in all these groups. It's on the tribal. It's everywhere. Every group, everywhere I look. The wrong people are in charge. And it's got to shift, because it's got to come. At some point, I would love to see people in charge at places because they were charged because of their competence. And competence has nothing to do with niceties. And that's why I'm like, I will never succeed in life, because people will never allow me to succeed, because they're always going to go back to Margie. That's not nice. When they have no soul and they act nice. And to me, that's straight up fucking evil. Acting like you care when you don't, but cutting a paycheck for it, getting that direct deposit every month, sitting on your ass, looking at that screen, watching YouTube videos. Somebody else will answer that call. When the only role they get paid is to answer that call. Yeah, I've been in IT was for so I used to be like, are you gonna get that? And even within my own group in the IT department, like people would put themselves in busy just so I would always keep. I'm like, damn, man, because they're sitting around me. I know they're not doing anything else. I can hear them not doing anything else. My phone is the only one ringing. Am I supposed to keep acting like I'm an idiot? That's so funny. It's like when I go to a place, like here's an example of how people like to put me in my place. I go to, good girl, just the prettiest, smart, and funny. Good girl. My little old lady. You're so wonderful. I go and get the carpet cleaner at the grocery store that I shop in. And every time the lady behind there is like rude to me. I guess people see I don't treat people any kind of way based on the color of their skin, their gender, their sex. I don't care. I'm like, cuz we're all soul sacks, right? I don't know, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt unless they're soulless, and then I can just, if it's so obvious that they're putting so much into themselves, they ain't gonna recognize me for what I do. So they're just an NPC as far as I'm concerned. The big puffy coats, Jeep rag renegade driving, living that best life. No, we ain't not the same vibe. No. I would never buy a new nothing. So, but what you do, girl? Is Grandma ready to get up? What was I saying? Well, she's so cute, man. There's my little old dogs. My little old dogs. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. Did it fall off? There's two. I don't know. People, I don't know. Okay, what was I talking about? I should probably wrap this up. I just am really tired of the fakes. That's all. That's my biggest, I'm just like, dude, what? Like, everybody, and it's so funny because all these people are talking authenticity. They're talking I'm an authentic. No, you aren't. You got Botox in your face. You got, or you got a good life for freaking putting it in somebody's face. You know, like you got to drive a nice car because you shoot shit in people's face. I think it's weird the people that find me on social media. I'm just like, what? This is hilarious. Like I get like dudes that follow me. This one dude started following me. Like, is this a joke? Is this a bot? He's evidently he's a plastic surgeon, and I get plastics. Yeah, I think plastic surgeons should exist to help people that have been like disformed, that they could, But just because you don't like the nose that mommy gave you, that like when you look in the nose, like in the mirror, it reminds you of your parents, so you don't want, that all that stuff. That I mean, and that's vanity. Straight up vanity, dude. That's so gross, man. People are so gross. We could do so much better. I got that I haven't shown it in a while. Got your six. SYX. That's my sister. That was her nickname. She died last year. Living that self-will, run riot. And it's such a, there's a lot of tragedy in my family. I hope I'm not part of that tragedy story. Oh, she was just so emotional, so sensitive. She could never find that happiness. She sure was nice to dogs and cats. Ain't nobody on my freaking Facebook feed that has known me for like years and years. Don't say a word about me, okay? Because you haven't when I'm alive, so don't dare Don't dare. Not beep, boop. Marge was boop. No. Shut up. You don't get to. If you don't say it when I'm alive, you ain't gonna mean it when I'm dead, so. You know what I mean? I'm the weirdo that is like, you know, people want to, I don't know when people like me much, but I know when they don't. And I can only be ignored for so long. So I'll stop communicating. But there have been a lot of cases where I will have had a one-sided conversation for a very long time. Just like, hey, thinking about you. I just stopped telling them. Because people don't care. Because people are too, yeah. I'm ready to find my own bubble on this planet and retreat into that while everybody else keeps buying their fast cars. You know it? Why they keep buying their fast cars. People die in fast cars. I've seen a lot of people wrap their fast cars around trees. A lot of heartache over fast cars. You know, it's a catchy tune though. I never understood that. It's like, why do they have speed limits and then have cars that drive twice the allowed to, because the tickets, it's more profitable. It's all by design. Everything's by design by somebody to serve somebody. As long as they act like, they care and put a smile on their face, it's everything is totally okay. So more of the world is gonna start having. See, that's what I think that's how I see. Like, you got people that have had really hard, freaking challenging, shitty lives, and then most of those people go off in the direction of freaking drugs and alcohol. Like stomach cancer. Everybody's all sad about that dude that died yesterday overnight. He drank too much. Esophageal, stomach, throat, and butt. Those are all freaking alky cancers. Self-will run riot. There's consequences to it. I'm glad that, I hope I didn't do enough damage to my brain from the years that I drank. It turns people's freaking, it does so. See, that's the thing, is people don't talk about what alcohol does to the human body because it's so disgusting. Like, even the dude that started AA at the end of his life, he was begging for the drink. Because I know what it does. It takes pain away. It is a good medicine. But when you have to sustain on the demons and the spirits that come with it, all those thoughts that come with that, all the stuff that comes with it, it's not, I guess people could only hope to die at the end of that. I saw pictures of him. He didn't look good, That's just a lot of just going, that's a lot of having a good time. That's what happens when that. And then there's people that live into their, there's the ones that make the deals. Like, I will perpetuate the lifestyle of like demons, Lucifer, all the wicked stuff. And then they get to live nice, long, old, into their like 90s, 100s, because they make the good deals. So I think that's what like BW did. The beloved BW, everybody loved, was a last gold. Everybody loved her, last gold, and I'm just like, dude, I'd still watch that show sometimes today, and you could see the wicked in her eye. I can. Whenever people like people too much, I start looking at them like, okay. So for as much as people in there, there's something in there that there's people won't. They act in ways because nobody's 100%. So, anyway. It's almost 10 o'clock. Mom should be getting up soon. It's overcast. I got to go in and get Artie some medicine. And, what else do I got to do? Get medicine. I'm going to go pay for this bag of dog food, too. I don't like, I mean, they say you want to put it on. Okay, that's nice. I don't like tabs. I never, even when I just, no, I don't like debt. I don't like, I have to, no. I don't have credit cards. Heck, be glad when they won't give you one. You're not living, when people that live, the more people live on credit card debt, dude, they don't even know how to live they don't know how to live. They don't know how to live within their means. They just know how to sustain a freaking idea of a lifestyle that don't exist. How many people live their lives based on, or want to live their lives, or suffer because they don't live their life that they feel like they want to live, that they see out there? Where's all the truth in that? Authenticity. Your first girlfriend got a nose job? The last girl I liked, I guess she got a nose job. And then because the more I watch TV and they say like, oh, they have a deviated septum, so then they fix their, I guess that's like a backdoor way of saying nose job, or getting a nose job is by saying you had a deviated septum, and I didn't know that. And the thing of it is it fucked up her face. And that's how I really started, like, vanity will fuck you up. It will fuck you up in some kind of way. Is such I get the whole gluttony, vanity, pride. I get it. Like, and whenever I start getting too big for my britches, I'm like, okay, I see it. Ding. I get hit by the hammer. Marge? Something outside of myself says that I need to temper down, that I'm too much of me. Okay. Yes, I'm still obedient. All right, don't be too, whatever it is, the thing that I am in that moment, And I'm an INFJ, so a lot of my learning is trying to take the J out of judgmental. Because, I mean, it's what we do. So, anyway. Just gonna keep trying to keep on keeping on in the most authentic ways that I can possibly. What's funny is, like, I was looking at my wireless yesterday because sometimes when I come home it connects to the guest. And so it showed the networks around me, and somebody put I don't know if you can see that top one. It says family only, so fuck off. Right? So I renamed mine. The top. And then my guest network I named To God Bless. So on that, I'm gonna close for now. I don't got a lot going on in life, so I'll probably come, and this is the only place I can connect to people. Doesn't mean I don't try to connect to people out there. Just people aren't just really ready to receive me yet. So I'll in the meantime, in the interim, I'll keep trying to connect to people however I can. So thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.